Okay, we're going to be watching Vishnooi, who is playing Anna on Eichenwalde. How can I improve my gameplay as a Diamond 1 to Anna? For background, I'm currently a Diamond 1 player, peak at Masters 4, who mains Anna and often played Bapper Kiriko. I don't know if roll queue is broken, but I mostly get to Diamond games and some Plat games, even when I was in Masters, so MMR might be low and I might not deserve this rank, but regardless, I wanted to improve. I think typically it's the other way for the record. I think usually your displayed rank will be lower than your skill level. I think the other way is very unlikely unless you suddenly dropped your skill level a ton. But anyway, so MMR might be low and I may not deserve this rank, but regardless, I wanted to improve, hence the post. I also climbed from gold to masters within about 5 or 6 seasons, so I would not say I'm well experienced in high level plays. I mainly struggle balancing damage and heals. I believe this is also primarily because of my passive positioning in some cases and terrible positioning in others. Also, not landing sleeps and usage of anti-nades is something I sometimes struggle with. I also do not put effort into thinking much like, what should I save sleep for? But I wouldn't say I'm on autopilot either, because I do sometimes think about things like, what is a safe position for me? I would not say I'm hard stuck or anything. Basically, I want to know what I can do to level up my gameplay and overall improve as Anna. And appreciate if you guys could point out my mistakes here. Okay, so this is Diamond 1 on PC. So I would expect you to be very, very good at all the basics. Like I would expect you to be 95% plus perfect on all of your mechanics. I don't mean like 95% accuracy. I mean like are people that you could keep alive with healing alive, right? Are you hitting grenades, right? Are you hitting, not every sleep, but like most of your sleeps, are you sleeping the right people at the right times, right? That's what I mean by like the fundamentals, which is not even like the big play stuff. Like, hey, do you recognize when you should get a kill, when you could flank, when high value, like unusual nanos, stuff like that, right? Mostly the straightforward fundamentals, you should be like virtually perfect. So one, we're gonna be looking for that. And number two, we'll be like, okay, what are the opportunities for you to provide higher value plays, master level plays? I think high diamond's probably the limit you can get before you start thinking about like, hey, how do I come up with stuff like the creativity element of it to go above and beyond what my role normally does? And that's, I think, what kind of consistently keeps you in masters. From my experience, really not, I kind of like the opposite experience of you, where when I play masters and tank, I often get diamond supports on both teams. Like the DPS and tank are usually all masters, and the supports are diamond. I would assume because there's simply fewer supports would be my guess. So it's interesting to me that you somehow end up in diamond and plat games even when you were in masters. It's very odd, unless you're queuing with someone who's lower level. Right. Go forward, pretty regular. Right. So when Bastion peaks like that, I would swing, right? I think because when Bastion peaks like that, the whole team is gonna have to cover. Right, so right here, I would swing hard with this because no one's gonna target you right now with the Bastion like in tank form. No one's gonna target you. They're all gonna be shooting at the Bastion. So I would peek here and be like, hey, can I land a sleep? Because I sleep somebody, they're definitely gonna die. Because them getting slept and then woken up from Bastion killing them or shooting them will kill them before they can do anything about it. So sleep here is an insta kill. For example, like if you slept the BAP is dead here, unless he has lamp off. He does not have lamp. All right. Nades are also super effective right now. I think you should peek. You should peek right now with the Bastion because you're entirely safe at this moment in time. All right, so your Rhine's in. So this is already kind of weird, right? So your Rhine is going in, and you're not following your Rhine. So between you and the Kiriko, one of you has to pocket the Rhine. Typically in a scenario, I think it is the Anna's job to pocket the Rhine, and the Kiriko to handle the DPS because she's more flexible. Okay? But it doesn't have to be that way. But either way, one of you must be following this Rhine. For neither of you to be following the Rhine is a mistake. So, Farah dies here, which is interesting. Right? Neither you nor the Kiriko are pocketing the DPS or the tank here. Right? All you're doing is pocketing a Bastion in the backline who is totally safe. He's so far away at full health, he's not in any danger, right? You see, he's not actually taking any real damage here because no one wants to shoot at him. Right? That's pretty normal. But nobody is looking at your Farah in the sky or at your Rhine who is pushing. Right? That's, I think, positionally, I think either, if you're going to play back here, you should definitely be looking at the Pharaoh as well, or you should have pushed up with your Rhine and try to make a play here with the Rhine. I think this is a mistake. I think it is quite lucky. I watched the next few seconds of this. It is quite lucky that you end up taking this point, right? The Pharaoh never should have died. With two supports in the back line, I would be so upset if I was the Pharaoh and died here. I'd be like, wait, what are you two doing? All right, Rhine somehow manages to push them back. I don't really understand how, but you're Rhine, on point, by himself, with a Kiriko who teleported in and is taking a ton of damage, this is why you should be stepping. Like, what are you doing back here? Just look at the map for a second. Why are you all the way over there, right? While this fight is happening here, okay? The Bastion's gonna do what he's gonna do, right? You have to step forwards and help out with this fight. All right, Pharah jumps you. Again, you're kind of separated from your team, so you're in trouble. I think Grenade here is reasonable to try to stay alive. This is a good sleep. So, right now, what do you do at this moment? You slept the Pharah, okay? I wouldn't think that my DPS is coming out right now. What would I do? I kill the Mercy. That's what you should do right now. You 3-shot the Mercy, right? Or force her to like walk away and leave the Pharah. The last thing you want to do is to not kill the Pharah and not kill the Mercy. But if you're here, the Mercy is an easy kill for you right now. Okay, just turn, shoot the Mercy. Okay. Pharah basically 2-shot her anyway, but it's like fine. You get the kills and then you walk up, right? It was a good sleep. The sleep itself was good, right? A+ sleep. But I think you should have gotten Mercy while you had time. Unless you knew for sure that your Pharah was there to help you, obviously. If you saw your Pharah was there and you were aware of that, then fine. I think it's worth it to try to kill. But I personally, playing your angle, I don't think I would have been aware that my Pharah was coming out of spot right then. Right, gates are open. Heal. So again, what happens right here? Your Rein dies. But why is this happening? Why does your tank keep dying? Now, granted, your tank is overextended. I will agree with this, right? Your tank is taking a fight way too early, but you're consistently, like, almost refusing to heal your tank. You know? Like, you could just step... the gates are opening, right? You don't need to be standing here. Even if you're not standing here, like, the gates will open regardless. You could just step out here and start healing. You know what I mean? The gates will open no matter what. I think your Kiriko is dead. She'll come back, right? It's okay. You should just step out here right now and be helping your Rein. If your Rein is out here, you have to trust your teammates that they know what they're doing. They don't always, but at least at high diamond, they should generally know what they're doing. Okay? Right now, I assume what the Rein thinks is he's bullying the Ram and getting ult charge. Okay? Let's watch it from the Rein's perspective. Why is the Rein doing this? Right? So he's full health right now. He throws up 2 fire strikes, and that's kind of silly. Right? He's like, oh, look, the Ramacha's here. Right? He gets healing. So the Kiriko dies. So that definitely throws the Rein off. Okay? He might not have realized that right away. Right? Now he's bullying for ult charge, which I think is good. I think there's a right play for the Rein to be doing right now. Right? He takes that headshot, which throws him off. Right? And he's like, oh, shoot. And then you see that look back when he's like, wait, what's going on here? I bet he didn't realize that his Kiriko died. But you could have saved him here if you had stepped forward. You accomplished nothing standing on this cart the whole time. Right? The moment the cart hit the gate and the gate starts opening, you can leave the cart. Right here is when you should have stepped out. Okay, granted, it's tough because the shield's there. You could have stepped to the left and then tried to heal him. Right? I think just chilling back here was not the right call. The Pharah's fine, right? She goes back, she can get the Mega. She's fine. Now your Rein's dead, which is unfortunate because you lost all that space. And now you have to wait for the Rein to come back before you do it. Okay, again, why are you backing up here? What do you see that makes you think, man, I have to play even further back? Like, I could understand playing here. Like, maybe you're scared of, like, Nemesis form, but you started there and then kept going backwards. You see? Like, you're jumping backwards right now, and I don't know what's causing you to do that. Right? You don't need to heal these guys. Like, the Mercy's got it, right? Plus there's a Mega in there. One thing that you mentioned that you're very, like, passive positioning, and I would agree with that, right? You're way too passive. You have no ability to land any good grenades because you're just never forward enough to be able to see them. I think you need to chill a little bit with your shooting, right? You're firing a lot of shots right now where no one's taking any damage. I think if I see the Bastion taking that much damage and my Rein isn't there, I think you have to nade. Also, wait, what happened to your Rein? He's not still dead from before, right? Alright, this is your Rein dead. Oh, wow, yeah. This Bastion dies before your Rein gets back. Yeah, so I think you could have saved right there with nade. I think you should have recognized. I mean, this is a misplay by the Bastion, right? The Bastion should not have stepped up like that. But in this situation, understanding that my Rein is not there and there's no cover for the Bastion, I would have naded the Bastion there to keep him alive. Once again, the team is staggered. You could have prevented both of these staggers for the record, easily, as Nano. Like, not a high skill thing either. Again, moving backwards, right? Step forward. You have to step forwards. This death up there is not your responsibility, okay? The Mercy and the Pharah are in their own world. Like, you can't conceivably help all the things all at once. You know what I mean? Like, your job is to move this cart and to pocket your Rein. If you have space, can you help? Yes, absolutely. But right now, you're playing so far back that you're not able to do anything of any value, right? Now the Fair is dead, you just pocket the Mercy, but this fight doesn't matter. This fight matters. If the Ryan kills the Ramattra here, you're going to push this cart all the way to the bridge. Okay? This Ryan is not getting any healing from you at all. Right? Again, who cares? It's a Valk Mercy, okay? Don't be scared. Just walk forward. You're already being pocketed by a Mercy. You don't have to worry about the damage. Like, the Valk Mercy is not going to do enough damage to kill you. Right? I think it's a good idea to hold Nano there. Right? I think you recognize that your team is down. And you're walking forwards. So, Ramattra's ulti's up. That's fine. You don't need to be quite so scared, right? I think nanoing Bastion would have been an okay option there to just try to blow up the Ramattra, but I think it's also okay to hold. But I think, again, you're playing too passive, right? You're playing around this corner, like, play to the right. If the Ramattra goes for you, just sleep him, right? Sleep him and step back, okay? Like, you can't be this scared of the opposing team. See how much space this Ramattra is, like, this Ramatra's winning the game by standing here. Okay? Because the rest of your team is so scared, nobody's stepping up to help your Ryan, who looks like he's about to shatter 4 people. Yeah. Right? You can't be this scared of the Ramattra. he just shattered 4. Okay? Like, your Ashe is trying to come out to help and get these kills, but you're playing crazy far away against a 2/3 health Ramattra who just finished using ulti. Right? You're way too scared. Way too scared. Right? You have to get more comfortable with being in danger. Right? I don't know what this grenade's about. Okay, I would point out the Ryan went in 4v1 and has killed 2 and is still alive. Any healing right now would win this fight right now. This is like the worst experience. Like, your poor Mercy's like, oh, like, imagine if you had played up here, okay, and just healed your Ryan. It's fine. Like, the Ramattra hasn't been able to do anything the whole time. Okay? Let's watch how impotent the Ramattra is in this situation. Right, so he fights here, right? Whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Right? You're getting pushed back by a Valked Mercy. I would like to point out that is what's preventing you from advancing, is a Valked Mercy while you are Mercy pocketed, which I would say is unacceptable. Okay, so the Ryan goes in again, right? He pops Nemesis. Fine. Right? Ryan swings at him. Great. He tries to step forward. Right? Bastion pops it, and he's just sitting here. And now what? Like, the Ramattra's not doing anything. He's literally creating value by standing in this corner because you're letting him get value, because you're not stepping forwards. All you have to do is step forwards. There's nothing he can do to you at that point. Again, you know, you still haven't healed your Ryan, your poor Ryan. Your Mercy finally got to your Ryan. Like, your Ryan is like somehow carrying this game despite literally missing a support. Alright. Where are you going? I feel like you're like thinking about going this way. This is not the right call, right? Play behind the cart. You have excellent sight lines from here, and you have the cart for cover. If the cart wasn't here, terrible spot to play. With the guard here, this is great. You need to step forwards. Don't worry about it. Like, that up there is not your responsibility. The Mercy's got it. Okay? Don't waste your time trying to do that. Get ready for this fight that's about to happen. Right? See, again, you're slow. You're very slow to react to the fight in the front because you're way too far back. If you've been playing further up, okay, when this fight happens, like, imagine instead of playing way the heck back there, you're playing right behind the cart, which is where you should be right now. Right? Then you follow the Ryan up. Okay, you play left side. Okay, great. Shield goes off. You throw the nade over the top and splash it right here. Right? Or, like, you could potentially walk to the side right here. Right? Even walk up here and throw nade. And, like, maybe the Ramattra kills you. Right? But the Bastion is going to light up this Ramattra right now. So I wouldn't be so worried about it. Right? Again, nade would have killed that piece at any moment in time. Right, so, again, way too far back. We're going to watch first person now. Again, you don't need to worry about the Ashe. Your Mercy's got it. You're trying to shoot through the shield. Stop trying to shoot through the shield. The shield has 1,000 health on Ramattra. I would never expect the shield to break. Right? Your Bastion is low and your Ryan is low. I think that I would nano the Bastion here because the Bastion's actually in danger of dying. Your Ryan, A, has shield, I would assume, right? I haven't seen shield break, so he's going to have shield. Yeah, he's got plenty of shield. All right? B, your Bastion's in tank form, so you can do a ton of damage here. He has at least a few seconds left of this, I believe. Oh, yeah, see, you could have saved the Bastion right there. Right? You could, and the Bastion was also further away from you, so harder to heal. So I think the right call there was a Nano near your Bastion. Again, that sleep is just random, right? Nothing was in that doorway. I don't think you need to throw that sleep. I guess you see the Widow, but like ultimately I wouldn't worry about the Widow in that situation. I'd probably hold sleep a little longer. They eat another big nade. Again, why are you backing up here? Right? This fight is gonna be over in the next 5 seconds. If your Rein dies, you might as well die. You know what I mean? Like, why play back here and then like get staggered trying to run away? Just play up. Okay? I think you already should have played up and taken the space and made this a lot easier. I think playing this far back, right, with the Ramattra shield walling you off is gonna be problematic. Right? And again, because you're really far away now, you can't heal your Rein. Okay? If you'd been a lot closer, you would have had a much easier opportunity to purple the Ramattra and get the Ramattra killed earlier. Right? When the Ramattra's in mage form, he's extremely vulnerable. Right? You have grenade now, but because you're too far away, you didn't have the opportunity to hit him while he was in mage form. And now all you do is hit your Rein. It's not enough. You miss some shots here. You just scope, right? Scope at this. No one's looking at you. Just scope at this distance, you would have killed the Ramattra. Right? Good sleep, but then you die. And I don't think your team caps this. Nope, your team manages to cap it somehow anyway. Great. Again, I don't know what this great is. Alright, again, shield. When you're shielded off, just change the angle, right? You keep peeking the same Ramattra shield as though you expect it to like destroy itself just because you shoot it. It has 1,000 health. If you get shielded off over here, just step to the left. Right? You're just reducing your healing uptime by doing this. I think you have, again, you're so scared of everything. That's like, by the way, you're trying to heal your Rein through the cart. I saw that shot. So, you're so scared when Ramattra pops ulti, you're like, oh man, I gotta live, I gotta run away. But like, who cares? If your Rein dies, the fight is over. Right? What are you doing over here? What value? You're healing a full health Bastion. Versus, if you just heal your Rein, there's no reason the Rein should die here. The only thing that's attacking right now is Ramattra in Nemesis form, which does like 90 damage a second, right? Plus Ramattra's ulti, right? Which does 30 damage a second. That's 110 damage a second. You do 90 health a second just by yourself, right? With no grenade, just by yourself. You could have done it, right? You could have prevented him from dying here. It's so easy to keep your Rein alive in this situation. There's no reason for this to happen. Right? And that grenade is very short. Again, look what happens. Your Rein dies, the Ramattra runs into you, you're gonna die anyway. All you did was die 10 seconds after you should have if you just played with the Rein, which actually would have resulted in nobody dying because your Rein would have peeled the Ramattra. Okay? You're crazy passive, and it limits your ability. Like, you prioritize staying alive to winning the game, right? To win the game, you have to make plays. You have to heal people, right? You have to deal damage. You have to land nades. You have to land sneeps. If you're this far back, you can't do any of those things. This is the first time, oh man, I was gonna say, this is the first time I've seen you actually pocket your tank. Again, see that your tank has gone in. I mean, granted, this is kind of a weird time for your tank to go in, right? But your tank goes in here, right, in a second. You haven't even finished healing your Rein. And then you turn over here. Who cares? The Mercy's got it, right? The Mercy's got this. Why are you looking over here? And now your Rein goes in, okay? And then now, like what? You're just shooting a Bastion that is full health. Ashe dies, Rein's in. Right? Now you have to walk up super late. Your Rein can't make any space because has gotten no healing. Mercy's trying to kill someone in Valk. Right? You pop Nano, but you're down 2 right now. Why are you popping Nano? This is a 3-on-5 situation and they have short spawn. So this isn't going to do anything. Right? Great. He's got a Shatter. Managed to kill a Ramattra. Oh, the Bastion kills 2. That's very lucky. But I don't think you actually needed Nano at all, and I don't think it was a well-chosen time for Nano, right? Sometimes you get lucky, right? Sometimes your team... Like, the Rein actually is good, right? He's being very aggressive, and generally speaking, knows what he is doing. You're just not helping him at all. Again, I would not peek window. I think that is a mistake. I think this is probably the rare situation where I'm like, actually, your Rein's on his own, right? When this window goes up right now, I'm like, screw it. I'm not peeking that corner. I immediately step back to make sure that nobody can shoot me. Like, the Rein is on his own here. I think the Rein understands that, right? Rein's trying to wait this out because he understands that you cannot peek right now until that window goes down. Right, now he tries to charge out. This is the key moment that you have to save the Rhine. Right? Ideally, he cancels right now and shields. Right? But you don't get it. Right? So you can see the Rhine in the corner. Don't peek this. Don't peek this. Don't throw that grenade either. Right? That's not the right time. People can't follow up on it because the window is still there. So even if you land the nade, they might just kill you when you're trying to follow up on the nade. I think you hold nade here. Right? Rhine's out. You should immediately, as soon as you see that Rhine charging, I would scope. Because the scope shots are hit scan, by the way, not projectiles. So it's instant. So the moment he starts charging, right here, I would scope and shoot him right at this corner. Okay? Shot, shot, shot as he goes. Right? You land one shot too late. Would you have saved them? Maybe, maybe not, but like, you should try, right? Why not try? All right, you've lost 2. It's already out, right? You just get out here. Key thing right now is to not stagger, right? So I just play super defensive. Yeah, I don't know what your Bastion is doing. Right, your Bastion should not be playing this far up. I would just scope right now, right? Just hard scope here. That way the healing gets to him as fast as possible. Heal, 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 heal. As Bastion dies, just leave. No one's attacking you as long as that Bastion's up there. Right, you also could have needed to keep your Bastion alive, but honestly, your Bastion's kind of out of position anyway. So you're down 1, so now it's a 4 and 5 situation. You really don't want to fight right now, but you might get forced to. No, I think your Rhine is trying to chill, right? You're trying to... Nope. Damn. I don't think you could have done anything. That's a Hanzo headshot. Something you do about that. No! Okay. I feel this. As a tank player, I feel this in my heart. This is not a charge like I'm going in to kill the opposing team. This is a charge like I'm going to go in and try to get a pick on the soldier, and then I'm going to reposition, like do a shield dance, and then move forward and then fight. You see how far away the Rhine is? This soldier also sprint, right? This Rhine's never going to be able to get to anybody with this Nano. Right? Swing, miss, miss. Right? Fire strike, miss. Finally hits the Ramatra. Miss. Fire strike. Yeah, like that got you 1 fire strike hit and 1 hammer swing worth of value. Okay. Oh, nope. Sorry. He gets another 2 swings in on the Ramatra, which is still extremely low value. Now visor is popped. You have to sleep this. Right. Again, this is a good sleep accuracy. You're not quite quick enough to react to it. Right. I think that in this situation, I think that you have to keep healing while backing away the corner like this, and then get ready for the sleep when you hear the soldier turning the corner. Because the soldier's not going to be able to get up here, right? Unless he does like a crazy rocket jump. He's not going to get up there. He's probably going to run behind the Rhine and either try to kill the Rhine and the Moira, or he's going to turn this way and try to get you. That's the moment you sleep him, okay? Otherwise, if you're quick enough, you could have slept him right away. But at this point, I don't think peeking him is the right call. And the reason being is that once he's looking at you and he's already wound up, he can kill you so fast. That's the issue. I think it is possible that you could have saved that fight with the sleep at the right time. I think that it would be like an example of a master's level play that you could have pulled off. Because the accuracy was there, right? The accuracy was there, but the timing and the angle was wrong. Just like a little bit, but that matters, right? At high diamond masters, like that's something that you need to be aware of. It's just the angle of which you threw that sleep and the timing of it is really, really important. Okay, so I'm starting to feel like in your movements, it starts to feel like you're fussy, right? Like you're starting to get like a little impatient, and now suddenly you're being more aggressive, which can be good because it might put you in better positions, or you might overextend and die. Right? Again, your Rhine is in for. Oh my. Okay, this is good. This is a really good grenade, right? I agree. Pushing this window is the right call because they're not even looking at you. You have to push forward, right? Oh, did you need to reload right then? I'm surprised you're like that low in health, right? You should reload right now. Reload, right? The shield's up, right? You have 4 ammo left, reload. Because you know the next few seconds are going to be very, very intense. You need to have a full clip right here, right? You hit the good grenade. It's a good grenade, right? But the timing of it, right, with ammo is problematic, right? Again, I wish you had a full clip right here. So you hit this grenade. You have 3 ammo right now. After you threw that grenade, you should have shot the Cassidy. Okay, and then tried to kill. And then reloaded. Realistically, you should have had enough ammo here to begin with. But, right? You see how you back up there, right? Like, your little movements your little movements show that you don't actually know how things are going to progress, right? My perspective here is no matter what happens next, I am dying here or winning this fight. Okay, watch. So you're going to step forward, you're going to throw a nade. This is good nade, right? Really good, high value nade. All right? You don't get an opportunity to shoot there, or you should have shot the Moira, right? Shoot the Hastily, shoot the Moira, one or the other. Now, why are you moving backwards? Why are you moving backwards? Why are you not moving forwards? This is valuable time that you could be healing your Rein that you're not. Okay, you see how long it's going to take you for you to find your Rein? This is a huge problem that you consistently are having, is that you're playing way too far back. Right, I think that's fine. For the record, after you throw that sleep, don't step back here. That Helix rocket, if you fired into the doorway, he misses this. Right? There's no reason that he should have fired the Helix rocket to the right. There's no chance that you could have been that far. Okay? He should have, right now, tossed the Helix rocket here, and then you would have stepped into it, and then you would have died, and you would have gotten picked. There is zero reason. This is just a huge misplay by the soldier. Right, heals. Right? You see how far off this rocket is? There's zero reason for this to be here. At Masters, you are dead here if you repeat this. Right? If you stepped out right there, you would have walked into the rocket and died. That's a big, big mistake on your part. Right? You don't get punished for it because that soldier's just not good enough. But if you want to climb, that's a problem you will run into. Okay, so you saw, right? You come in, again, you're like losing line of sight of your tank all the time. Right? You got it. You got to peek wider here. Okay. So you see that there's multiple people here who are low. There's multiple people here who are low. Okay. You see that injured Ana? Right? You try to go for the kill. This is the right call, right? Okay. She's in the corner. Fine. Go back to the ride. Right? You see the BAP here. Super low. Right? Just a little slow on the draw. Right? We'll play it in real time. You missed the Ana twice. Okay, you know, I think at Masters, I think you should hit one of those if you want to go back to Masters. Okay, that's okay. You tracked him through a wall. I think it's fair. It happens to everybody. Right? You go for the Ana, that's fine. Right? Okay. So, again, it's like pretty good, actually. When you play in real time, like, I think it's reasonable reflexes. I think in Masters, just a little bit faster and you land hits there. And get it, it doesn't matter in this fight, but there'll be times where it does, and those little things will end up being the difference, right? Landing that shot, maybe the bad he survives, right? Maybe he gets lamped, maybe gets regen burst, maybe jumps in the air and everyone misses him. That can turn fights. So little details like that, just on your aim, just need a little bit better. Okay, so let's see what happens on defense, because clearly this all gets really wonky very fast. Alright, so Ryan's coming out late. Yep, I mean, nothing you can do about this. I would probably try to get the Kiriko to pocket you, because you're the only one here who can consistently hit that barrel. I would expect the Kiriko to pocket me. Like, I wouldn't hard scope if I wasn't being healed, but I would definitely try to be more aggressive in the situation. And in particular, I would try to kill the Mercy. This is too passive of an angle, okay? You sit here, the Pharaoh's can keep spamming this doorway and never let you out, okay? I think you have to play out here on the cart. And just accept the fact that you will eat some amount of spam, right? You're not low enough that you're going to imminently die. Okay, so now you go left side. This opens you up into a whole world of problems, because now you are effectively in their back line. And if they had any DPS here, you're probably dead, okay? Alternatively, you might get forced into the 1v1 here. I would also point out your Rein hasn't gotten any healing from you, right? Because you've been constantly playing like around corners. Okay, you missed the window, and now you're oh my god, already. It's good sleep to keep yourself alive. Right, charge. If only you had grenade right now. Right, I don't think you can be missing nades. Yeah. So ultimately, you lose this because your team gives up space. Okay, originally you have all this space, right? Then as they push in, your team squishes back. Okay, why does your team go back? Let's look at this. Okay, your Rein has space, right? Great. This space is safe. This space is safe. All this space is safe. Yes, the Pharaoh is spamming you from that far away. This space is still functionally safe. Why does the Rein give up space? Because he's not getting healed, right? If the Rein's getting healed, he would stay up. he recognizes, okay, something's going on here. He can't do anything about Pharah, right? He's Ryan. Like, what is he gonna do? He's not gonna shield you so you can kill it, right? The Ryan's trying to hold this spot against the Ramattra to prevent the Ramattra from stepping in, right? Ryan gets slept. Okay, it happens. Again, no support from your team whatsoever. Now the Ramattra has come in, which is a great opportunity if you slept them here, so your Ryan can charge him off, and then you can make space. But where are you? You're on the wrong side, doing nothing, right? There's no value that's being added by you running around in the back, okay? The Pharah is all the way over here. You could have played out here for sure, right? And now, again, you see what they do. They take this spot and they take this spot, which means there's nowhere else that's safe except this room right here. And if you play this room, there's no way you're going to get back to point. And that's what's happening here, right? The point gets continually compressed by the enemy, right? The Torb is trying to make space over here, going for the Cassidy, great, right? Nearly kills, kills the Cassidy, right? He wins what's effectively a 1-on-3 over here. And actually went to go help, right? And yet you're not out here helping him. You know what I mean? Like, your Torb just got a pick, right? 3 people are occupied, and 1 is dead by the Torb. Either you or the Kiriko needs to get out here and help your DPS out. Like, they're out here fighting their own little, like, mini game in a 2-on-4 situation because neither of your supports are out here helping, yeah? Now your Kiriko comes in too late, and you lose the fight, right? This is not a tank diff. This isn't a DPS diff. The supports just aren't helping anybody. You know what I mean? Like, it's also the Kiriko's fault, right? Because the Kiriko, I think, is getting confused as to why you're not pocketing the Rhine. And so the Kiriko is consistently, like, teleporting to the Rhine to try to help. Oh, I guess she teleports back because she's low, right? But, again, I mean, she should never have gotten that low. If she played close to the card, she never would have gotten that low. Where'd she go? Right? All she should do is play the card. Oh, she eats the spam from the Ramattra. That's what happens. Right? Also, you should have healed up the Kiriko there, right? If you've been in the correct spot, which is playing behind card. Again, right? They compress, they push back, they wear down the team, the supports aren't healing anybody, and then you die. Right? There's just no value coming from you, right? You're not hitting in big grenades, right? You hit 1 sleep on a Ramattra who's not going to die in that situation because he's got the whole team helping. Now you're dead. Alright, so, coming out again. Good Y angle, go for the Mercy, right? Good aim. You have to probably step up here. Oh boy, where did that sleep even come from? Oh, over there? Damn, okay. It's not really a high value sleep, but it is if your team doesn't realize it. As long as your team chills, great. Who cares about grenade? Just step forward. Oh man. Like, the thing is, you can't influence anything that's going on past this car, right? The overturned car, because of how far back you're playing. You're so afraid of the Pharah. And I get that it's like, oh, okay, like, the Pharah's gonna be a problem, but like, the Pharah wins by you just playing that far back, okay? Because by you playing that far back, the cart is gonna move all the way over to here before your team contests. So by the Pharah existing and you being like, oh man, I'm so scared of the Pharah, you're effectively letting them win 2/3 of the second point. I don't know if you play tank at all. Right, great. I mean, you got the kill on the Pharah. I think that was also help from your DPS, but I think you would have gotten that kill up here. It would have been even easier. Right? Again, Rhine's in, no supports. This is a mistake on the Rhine. Rhine has to be aware of where the supports are. Clean up. But I don't know if you play tank very much, but I think you should probably try playing some tank to try to understand, if you don't, right, to try to understand space creation. Because it's pretty clear to me, with you playing support, that the way you've climbed is really just mostly like, I just don't die, right? I bet you have a very low deaths per 10, but you don't necessarily understand what winning plays look like. You often just win games just because you're just not dead. But not necessarily because you're making high value plays with every life. Another Nano, marginal value, right? Let's look at where the Nano is.
Get in there.
He's got a Ramattra who could easily kite him in Nemesis form, and nobody else is close to him, right? The Mercy, not close, right? She can easily fly off. Also, your team killed 1, right? Lost 2, so it is a 3-on-3 situation, right? Do you need Nano right now? I don't think so. I don't think they're moving this cart anywhere, right? Ryan even holds his shield back. He's like, what am I supposed to do with this Nano? He goes forward, tries to go for the Mercy. Very lucky that that he was able to get the kill there. I don't know if that was your intention, then that would be a hell of a play. But I do not think that you meant for that to play out that way. Look, right? Wow, Ramatra's popped ulti. What do? Just walk off the map? What the heck is this? All right. Oh my god. I don't even know what this was. Why didn't you just first of all, you could hold sleep until you were very sure you were going to get to sleep. Okay? Ramacha's ulti only does 30 damage a second. I want to just clarify. It only does 30 damage a second. You have 7 seconds to get out of his ulti. Right? Or to kill him, or sleep him, or do anything. There's no need to panic this much with Ramattra. The fact that you're panicking is what gives the ultimate value. Right? When he pops ulti over here, I think it was a nice grenade attempt. I think that's okay. Is it because of the high noon? The high noon's nowhere close to you. Like, you should have looked and been like, okay, the high noon's not close to me. It's probably going for the Rhine who slept. This looks like you intentionally jumped off the map. But assuming you didn't intentionally mean to jump off the map, all you had to do was just keep backpedaling and then play this corner, and then line of sight would have been broken. You would have been fine. That's like a crazy throw by you. Alright, so now you come out. Again, shield's blocking you. What do? The shield lasts, I think, something like 6 seconds. 6 seconds is an eternity. Your Rhine will die within 6 seconds. You must step out and step to the right. And I know that it's dangerous, but you have no choice here. Because if your Rhine dies, the fight's over anyway. Right? Again, you throw a grenade. Wait, what the heck just happened? Oh, all right. I think I just rewinded too far back. All right, so shield. Right? Again, step forward. Right? You're stepping forward so late now. Grenade is short, right? Quite a bit short, in fact. This would have been a big grenade if you hit it, but quite a bit short on the nade. I don't think that's acceptable for high diamond low masters. That sleep is into the cart. It's fair. He combat rolled. Okay, that's okay. I'll live with that. Right, and again, I guess you have to reload here. Right. Your ammo management's bad. You should have reloaded earlier. Okay, now you see Kiriko's there. Kiriko's the only installed in the cart. I would try to kill Mercy right now. I don't know why you crossed from left to right. It's funny, for somebody who avoids danger the whole time, it's actually safer staying here, right? Like, you have better cover over here. Why did you go to the right? That doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, right now you should try to kill Cassidy. Right? That's the one who's actually most vulnerable right now. Okay? Cassidy's dead. At this point, you should recognize, hey, they have a tank, I don't. I must kill the supporters. This is a huge moment to kill the Mercy. Right? Right now, go after the Mercy. For sure, go after the Mercy. Like, you must kill the Mercy. The Kiriko's fine. You kill the Mercy. Right? Now kill the Pharah. Right? Then, but the whole time, you're drifting to the right. Right? Let's look at this. I think you're trying to shoot the Ramattra. I think that's what's going on here. Okay? Then you cross all the way from left to right. Watch you in the back. Okay, just focus on you for a second. Okay, you missed the grenade. Right? Again, you're jumping way the heck in the back. Right? He's going to get killed. Your sleep actually forces him to the side, which is great. Then, like, right here is fine. Like, this is fine. Just play here. Then, you decide to keep going to the right. I think to heal the Kiriko? But ultimately, your Kiriko was fine. Like, you saw your Kiriko wasn't taking any damage. That was like a huge moment where you had to deal with the people in the sky. Okay. So this is good, right? Juggle a little bit. Make the Ramattra have to chase one or the other. No! You really need to nade your Kiriko here. Okay? Because this is just a time stall. As long as the two of you just keep healing each other, there's no way that the Ramattra can win this fight. Right? It's very, like, purpling the Ramattra is irrelevant because there's no supports here. Most important thing is to make sure that your Kiriko does not die here. Okay. End up getting it anyway. Great. So, again, you're playing really far back. I think you have to step forward. You should have been playing here the whole time. Right? That's where you should have been playing. You're playing way too far back. I feel like your Ryan has gotten Ramattra because he's having trouble getting healing. Since Ramattra is much as green. Okay, good nade, but you have no ammo. Your sleep is wildly off. So, analyzing this, right? It's a battle of attrition, okay? The Ramachas are just facing off against each other. But, I mean, you're being line of sighted by the cart. That's number one problem, okay? Because the Ana's constantly pumping shots on the Ramatra. They're basically doing the same amount of damage to each other, right? The Ana's constantly healing the Ramatra, but you're not because you're being LOS'd. But if you've been playing up here, like, obviously you don't want to be here right now. But if you've been up here earlier, I don't think your Ramatra has to give up that much space. Okay, so look at how this plays out. Okay, so again, Ramatra's fighting, and you see when Ramatra's like, okay, I have more health, the Ramatra stays. Like, the Ramatra's not giving us space right now. Right? He's just trying to mirror. Now that Nano's off, he's like, oh shit, this is where he needs you to keep him alive. I think the Ramatra should have backed behind the cart. Okay? But now you need to hit every shot to heal him, but unfortunately your ammo management's not there. He wipes everybody. I don't think your Rhine is as good at Ramatra as they are at Rhine. But B, I think your Ramatra is also playing in not great positions. But I think you need to be ready to heal as soon as he passes the next pillar. I mean, I don't know if you could have saved him, but I think you should have been more ready for it. Once tanks get really low, I hard scope. Like when they're behind cover, I hard scope to heal them right away. It's very, very important. As somebody who plays tank a lot, I feel that where I'm like, I'm coming back to you. I need you to hit this heal, right? This is like a fight-changing heal if you can keep me alive in this situation. Because for tanks, often the best tanks cut it as close as they possibly can, right? They absorb as many enemy resources as they can, that commitment, and then they survive, and then the enemy has nothing and you roll over them, right? That's how you win as tank at the margins when the games are extremely close. You can't be popping defensive abilities when you have full health, right? You have to pop it to get as much value out of it, so everyone has to be targeting you. Okay. So you recognize the card has to be touched here, but it doesn't. You have so much time, okay? Let's not even look at the fight. Let's look at how much time you have until this card touches point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, probably 10 and a half seconds before the cart touches the point. Why are you nanoing your Ashe now? Right? Ashe is just chilling here. Ashe is like, okay, cool. We have time. We'll wait for the ride to spawn. Okay? Then you pop Nano here. Right? She's fine. She's fine. Like, why are you popping Nano? The Ashe is like, okay, I guess I'm Nano. I guess I'm going to go in, which is a huge mistake. Right? And then she just gets blown up. This is not a Masters level play. You made things worse by nanoing your Ashe, right? Like, you had time there to buy a few more seconds to then go. Nanoing your Tracer here also would have been a way better option. Tracer's a harder target. She's got the blinks, right? She could have stalled much longer for your tank to get out. But nanoing your Ashe there did nothing. All it did was essentially kill your Ashe because then she felt pressured to touch point. Right? Your tank's out right now. You're dead. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so doubling back, what's my summary of this video? I would say number one, I think your overall healing and accuracy is fine. It's generally speaking not an issue. I think certainly you can get back into Masters with Zane, not a problem. Number two is your positioning is way too passive consistently, and in particular, you lose LOS on your tank, which at least for this game should have been your primary healing target. You lose LOS on your tank all the time. And your tank is constantly making, I would say, pretty good play. Like, I don't think they're plays that you're ready for, but they are good plays that if you were a better support, would have pocketed them through, and this game would have been a steamroll. Okay? So, super, super passive positioning, 2. 3, I think your grenade usage is okay at best, and does not feel like high diamond to me. And I think your nano usage is significantly worse. I would say, like, much worse. Like, your grenade usage is, like, let's say mid to low diamond, and then your nano usage feels like low diamond / high plat.
just because you're nanoing people in situations where they can't really do very much with it. Like, you don't have the sense of timing of understanding when your nano target can actually use it. And maybe they're calling for it in game, but I don't think so. Based on like your Ryan's behavior, sometimes like you nano him, he's walking backwards and puts up shield after he gets nanoed. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't look like the Ryan called for the nano. It looked like Ryan was like, why did I get nanoed? Okay, I guess I'll just go in and try to make the best of it. Right? I think you're very consistently putting people in bad situations by nanoing them, forcing them to walk forwards. And miraculously, I think your tank is better than their tank, and thus is able to make plays out of them pretty consistently. But other than that, I think that your nanos were not good at all. Okay? So just summarizing again, 1, I think aim is totally fine. I would say even sleeps are okay. I would say 2, passive positioning, way too passive. 3, grenades aren't getting nearly enough value. And 4, nanos aren't getting enough value as the biggest reasons as to what you need to improve on in order to get to masters and stay there consistently.